right. Hey, we are back for episode 14 of Power Rangers Jungle Beasts. The ideally every other week show. um, and if everyone remembers from last time, there was a grid crystal discovered in a hidden jungle temple, and it was being hidden by, or protected, I suppose, by a plant, which rather than fighting, the Rangers decided to make peace with. So, there's that. Also, Timmy, we found a flower that caused a bit of a moral dilemma for you, huh?
Oh yeah, man, and I just remembered that we were supposed to RP a text conversation between Timmy and his dad. I completely spaced on that between now, but yeah, it was there. It's a pretty interesting choice. It's kind of like the trolley problem just on a global scale, like
Yep.
save your mom or, possibly save everybody who will ever suffer from this disease in the future, which, well, ideally medicine is, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm interested to see how it goes, and yeah.
Okay. Well, rather than standing on ceremony and continue to go into that, because everyone can watch the previous episodes if they're missed out, we're going to go ahead and start with Timmy, and we're going to work our way to the left on my screen. So, Timmy, why don't you introduce yourself? Let us everyone know who you are, who you're playing, your color.
My name's Van the George said. I'm playing Timmy Sturgis, the Yellow Ranger. You've probably seen me before if you watch MC Toon or the World of Akala streams. I used to frequent MC Toon, not so much anymore, but I'm still pretty over there on World of Akala. We go every Monday with some new shows, so come watch, have fun, enjoy.
Awesome. All right, TD.
Yeah, I'm T. Lane. I play Gary. If I sound tired, that's because I am.
You and me
Let's
both,
go!
man. I am currently on hour 14 of the day. So, feel you.
Pog.
Yeah. All right. Orion, Bent.
Hello, my name is Benthoven, no relation. And I play the character of Orion, who's from Rafcon.
Yeah, he is.
And he can grow these antennae out or hide them back in his forehead.
That's true.
Kind of like magic, but it's not really magic. It's just different alien technology.
Or biology.
Or biology. And it's lots of fun.
And, of course, last but certainly not least, we've got Maddie. Currently muted. We should totally unmute at some point.
Hi, sorry, the baby was screaming. Hi, I'm Maddie. I stream sometimes.
That's true. Who do you play?
Oh, I'm playing Claire Masters, your ever helpful Blue Ranger.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we are going to open up the scene today in the monitoring station with Zelkar. You guys are doing various ranger things, monitoring the planet, looking for, grid energy spikes and whatnot.
Dapper.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Can I have looked for a spectacled bear to be my friend?
You came close last time, but then you did a really bad alertness check.
I know, but when we leveled up, I got to take a specialization in my animal handling for spectacled bear.
Oh, I see.
If you were wondering what I used that for.
Well, that's good to know.
Okay.
I will have to make sure that it comes up.
Okay.
Because otherwise you wasted a big part of a level.
Maybe.
That's okay. Alright, well. A transmission comes in on the monitoring station main view screen, and it is a blue scaly dog guy that you might remember. Anyone remember good old Anubis Kruger?
Yeah, I do.
Alright. Well, he says, Jungle Beast Rangers, Sorry to interrupt anything, but I have a problem, and I don't know that I can fix it on my own. Is there any chance you'd be willing to lend me a hand again?
Why, certainly.
Of course.
That's what the Power Rangers are here for.
What do you
I
need?
think it is our job.
Well, recently, a transmission has come back online from a thought to be abandoned or lost Syrian research outpost on the planet Xiphon. It's thought to still be occupied by the Trubian Empire, and not only do we not have any jurisdiction there as SPD, we're still technically hostile to that particular group, as they're continuing to invade various SPD-aligned worlds. And for that reason, in an effort to not draw further aggression from the Trubians, we're hoping that you could go in with plausible deniability for our involvement.
Wait, are we doing what is effectively a Cold War Black Ops?
Yes.
Sounds on the up and up to me.
So
Well-
basically, if we get caught, we have no idea who you are and you did not send us.
That is correct.
That's sketchy.
I wish it didn't have to be that way, but the other option would be that if SPD agents are caught, that it might accelerate Trubian aggression towards SPD-aligned world, which would probably be a bad thing for us and for Earth, having recently established an SPD base.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So, this research center was working on weapons tech, which might actually be of use to both of us if you can recover it. And also, there's a fair chance the Trubians will also be looking for it, because they probably have detected this transmission too. However, I happen to know the actual location on the planet, at least roughly, of the research center, whereas they, as far as I know, probably don't. Which means you'll have at least the advantage of better intel.
That is a pretty good advantage.
I can't force you to do this. It's absolutely up to you. However, I do think that if you could succeed, it would be a great advantage to both of us.
Now, we're not going to be violating like any international laws here, any treaties which may incur further penalties down the road should we be caught.
Not that I'm aware of, except for, you probably don't want to spend the rest of your then-to-be short lives in a Trubian prison ship.
Fair point, fair point.
Yeah. Come on, guys. We'll go help them out, and we just have to not get caught.
Yeah, I think we can do it. We'll help.
All right.
I'm great at being stealthy.
I can't do much to arrange transport. Do you have any way to get into space?
Do we have any way to get into space? She
Uh,
asks the room.
If
Came
only
from
some,
space.
if only someone's Zord had recently taken an upgrade to be able to fly in space.
Sounds like my Zord.
Oh my goodness! Yes, it does.
Let me pull up my Zord feed. I haven't opened that yet.
So, yeah, in fact, Orion's Feathered Serpent Zord has been recently upgraded to be able to be capable of spaceflight.
I can read it. The Zord is ready and equipped to leave its planet and venture into the vacuum of space. And then there's other. Nothing matters now.
We're gonna go to space. We're gonna go to space.
Yay!
Zero.
Yes.
Steve Reno says, ignorance of the law always works as a defense, right? Actually, it does sometimes. For instance, there's the advice of counsel defense, which obviates mens rea if it's accepted. But it does not actually technically mean that you didn't do the crime. It just means that you shouldn't be punished for it. Because you had a good faith belief that you were actually following the law because of advice of counsel. Yeah. So there are times when
So that's the throw your lawyer under the bus defense?
Basically, yeah, it's the throw your lawyer under the bus defense. Yeah. My
There's
lawyer told me to do
also,
it.
like specific cases like in tax law where like you can just be like, oh, I didn't even know that was a law, and like because like you weren't acting nefariously, the mens rea is, you know.
Yeah. You'll still have to pay, but you probably won't go to
but-
prison.
Right, and you won't be a convicted fraud, you know what I mean?
Right.
Probably just fine and
Anyway, this is not the legal advice show, and I'm not giving legal advice.
yes, if you are in any of these issues, call a lawyer.
Yes, a real
That's
one.
not me.
Not an internet dinosaur.
Internet dinosaurs are not lawyers. Do not go to them for legal advice. They predate the United States.
I mean, if your lawyer is an internet dinosaur, no problems with that.
I think technically Legal Eagle is an internet dinosaur.
But
All right.
But Menton, but Menton, Dapper.
No,
He
shut
said
up.
no.
No, we're not talking about Menton today. All right. So, Commander Kruger says, I'm transmitting coordinates to both Planet Xiphon as well as the approximate location of the research base to you right now on the secured channel. Once you get them, I suggest preparing for your space flight. Many of you been off-world before? Besides the alien, that is?
Yeah, I have, but
Nope.
yeah, I just went to the moon last week.
Did you?
Fun.
You went. Sorry, that's our
Long
bonus
noises.
player, Hannah, the baby.
The Baby Ranger.
Baby Ranger, who isn't tired at all.
No, of course not.
No.
All right, so you guys get the transmission. Xiphon is a good distance away, but you will be able to get there. We're hand waving the FTL because it's Power Rangers, and they've never really given much of an explanation for FTL on that setting anyway. So don't worry about it too much. Yeah.
There's a warp drive or something.
Yeah, there's like the Astro Megaship had some kind of hyperdrive thing. The way that Terra Venture moved was never really explained. You know, just don't worry about it. Fine.
We've got like one of those Tau drives that skip along the edge of the warp.
Yeah, something like that. You've got an FTL drive. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to move you guys over to the set that I have for a ship. Right now, I'm not going to change over them. People are saying on here because we're not quite going into conflict. All right. So, how's everybody feeling about going into space, either again or for the first time in a long, long time?
pretty excited about it.
Space.
We're going into space.
How are you
One
feeling
day
about it, Gary?
Corrupted by capitalism.
I'm really excited. Unfortunately, I'm trapped on the space toilet due to space turbulence.
Mm.
All right. How about you, Timmy? How you doing?
I mean, Timmy gets nervous on airplanes, so you know he's probably got whatever seatbelt there is strapped very tightly, and he's scared to stand up. But I mean, he's keeping a brave face. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
Yeah, it turns out not being a good flyer also translates to space, as Gary is now learning.
All right. Well, you guys are all in your various seats with various harnesses and whatnot, all strapped down. And Orion, would you like to have a countdown, or are you just going to press the go button?
Yeah, we'll press go in 3, 2, 1, go. And then
All right. And the Feather Serpent Zord launches off from the planet, and you're all pushed back into your seats as accelerates faster and faster. And it doesn't even bother to establish any kind of parking orbit. It headed straight in the direction of Xiphon. And once you're safely away from Earth, which takes a fair bit, you're under some G's of acceleration for about 20 minutes or so. But eventually, it eases off and you can breathe easier again, literally, because, pushing back into you. Eventually, you can breathe easy again, and you feel a little bit of weightlessness for a little while. The ship is spinning up its FTL drive. But then, once all the ship systems engage, artificial gravity comes online, and once again, are feeling the effects of gravity pulling you to whatever the ship has decided down is, which corresponds to the architecture of the room that you're in. And suddenly, all the stars around you shift into streaks, and you have jumped into faster-than-light travel mode. So now, not only are most of you in space for the first time, you're defying the laws of physics as you know it.
Yay!
Take that, Einstein.
It does work like on Star Trek.
So, you are now on the middle of a several-day journey, because even though you're traveling faster than light, Xiphon is still, it's close galactically speaking, but the scale of the galaxy is like 50,000 light years. I don't know if you know, but that's
and
kind of a lot.
if you look
That's
at
fine.
stellar distances, it's not like 2 times faster than the speed of light will get you places. No, it's much more than that if you want to actually get anywhere reasonably.
Yeah,
Space is big.
even 10 times the speed of light is not going to get you all that fast anywhere. So, the ship has come stock with some basic amenities. There's a shower, there's some sleeping quarters, there's a kitchen stocked with some basic grains and vegetables, and some coffee, in case you need coffee.
I brought some snacks. I got a box of Cheez-Its, so some of those
Oh, that sounds
Snap
good.
Pea crisps. I think I have some more crackers around here.
Timmy is
I'll make dinner.
surprised to learn that the juice boxes in the fridge. Is surprised and disappointed to learn that the juice boxes in the fridge are not the same brand that Claire has in her fanny pack.
Hey,
Well, I brought a few in my fanny pack.
Yeah, but those are special. We'll save those.
Okay.
The morale
Well, come on.
boosters.
I'm going to make dinner and make everybody watch Firefly.
nice. All right, what are you making for dinner?
Curried lentils.
Nice. That actually kind of makes me hungry.
Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah, it really,
Oh,
really
I'm-
does, actually. All I had today was spicy ramen.
Ramen's really good, though.
It is really good. I have 2 kinds of spicy ramen. I have a ghost pepper ramen, and
What was today's choice?
the chicken.
Chicken? Okay.
The I don't have as much of the ghost pepper, and it's a little too salty. No, I have it more sparingly because it really is. After I have it, I'm like, yeah, I can taste a whole lot of salt outside of between the burning.
Yeah, I was gonna say they had to really load it down with MSG because that's the only way you could taste it over the fire.
Yeah, there's a fair chance that's part of, at least part of what's going on. Which I mean, I have MSG that I add to food, but I'm not adding it to that ramen because my goodness.
Right.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about ramen. Okay, so you're making some great lentil stew, and Firefly episode 1 is playing, being introduced to all the great characters like Mal and Kaylee and good time. But then the screen flickers just a little bit.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah, the screen flickered just a little bit.
What makes screens on spaceships flicker?
I think radiation interference.
Should one of us go check the breakers? See if. Because I mean, we don't want like a breaker
Maybe.
driven. I don't know if there's a breaker on a Zord spaceship, but
Yeah. Orion, this is your Zord.
Yeah, of
Spaceship.
course.
Of course there's a breaker.
Yeah. It's in the maintenance panel. I'm trying to say panel. Maintenance panel.
Got it.
Cool. Is it in the Jeffries tubes?
I wish.
Who's Jeffrey? Why does he have all these tubes?
That's
Because it's Star Trek.
No, the real answer is that they call them the Jeffrey tubes because that's where Jeffrey Combs hangs out, and every once in a while he emerges in full makeup to play a new character.
Amazing.
Yeah, little known fact about Star Trek.
And well done too.
Yes. In case anyone doesn't know, I'm kind of a Jeffrey Combs on Star Trek fan. It's always great. Okay, so
Yeah, he is.
Orion, why don't you take a technology roll? And is anyone going to assist Orion? You're going to need at least a D2 in technology in order to assist.
I think I've got that. Hold on. Yeah, I've got a D2 in technology. I'll help.
Okay. Anyone else?
I've got nothing in tech, so.
Well, how does electricity work with my 0 in tech?
Okay, so I guess it's just
What?
Claire and Orion. Orion, you can take edge on that, although I don't think you need to because you 19. No, you did
That was
actually
with-
already.
That was with Snag.
Oh, with Snag? Oh, either
That
way.
was with Snag, which means I rolled really well.
Well, yeah, so the power supply is draining faster than it should be based on the actual usage that you can account for between the FTL drive, the kitchen, the lighting, the gravity, and various entertainment devices. All those added up still don't have enough power drain to explain the rate of drain of power on the ship.
Mhm.
Ooh, I've seen this episode. There's space bugs that feed on electricity that are like parasites on the ship.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
And let's make the milk sour.
Well, what are you gonna do? Gonna look for space bugs?
Could be like,
I would like to look for space bugs, please.
wait,
Okay.
it could also be like space bugs that have eaten the power cables or something like that. I've seen that before.
Well, tell you what.
on
Okay.
TV.
People can
I
each
mean-
look for a thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and ask people what they're doing to look for the source of the problem. And if necessary, I'll have them take a skill check, depending on what they're doing. And then once everyone has rolled their skill checks, I will announce the results of everyone's activity together. So we don't have, an uneven level of knowledge as we go around looking for them. So let's start with Claire. Claire, what are you going to do to look for space bugs? Because apparently that's what you would like to do.
That's what I want to do. Okay, so I want to like follow whatever the equivalent of like power lines is, or like look at a schematic of like where power usage, and like look for locations of fluctuations.
Okay. That is going to be a technology roll.
Woot. Okay. Technology. That's a good baby. Okay. 14.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Orion. What are you going to do to try to figure out what any problem might be?
Well, I want to scan all systems for power anomalies.
Okay. I'm going to say that because this is your Zord and you're familiar with it, and because you previously got some help from Claire, that you can take edge on this, which is basically just going to get rid of your snag. So just roll a flat d20. Yeah.
Okay.
Not great, but
Nope.
All right, Gary, what are you up to?
Gary does not know where to begin because Gary does not know spaceships.
Well, I mean, you can just go do searches room by room, see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look under the floorboards.
Gary,
I
go
think there
look
might
for
be
wires
backfields.
that have been chewed by space bugs / space rat.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I'll go do that.
That'll be an alertness check. Okay, and a critical success at that. Wow,
Yes.
very nice. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, that technically D2s can't generate critical successes, and that has not been properly programmed into the essence. So it's still
Great.
a 14 though. All right, Timmy, what are you going to do to try to figure out what's going on?
I was thinking about doing the same thing, looking for any chewed wires, but seeing that Gary just did that, are there any like rafters I can climb up on to see if like any, I don't know what I'd be looking for from up there, but just get a better vantage point of the situation. I don't know.
I mean, you can check all the overheads. There's going to be pipes and wires and cables and whatnot in the overheads.
Yeah, just get up in the rafters, check all the overhead cables and stuff, see if there's any like
All right. Sure,
breaks in cables run into like important systems.
give me an alertness check.
Alertness will be coming through in just a second.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, not amazing. All right. TD, you, despite a very thorough check, all the cables you can find, do not actually find any that seem to have been like mechanically damaged. There's no abrasion, there's no burnt insulation, there's no there's no lack of insulation, there's no like abrasion, there's no lack of insulation anywhere, there's no burn marks. As far as you can tell, physically, all the cables that you can find are intact.
Huh.
Bent, Orion,
Yes.
you are finding that it looks like there's actually a power drain directly from the reactor. Which is unusual because Zords normally, don't have just anomalous power drain.
Okay. Guys, there's a drain from the reactor directly. We should go check out the reactor and see what's going on.
Okay.
If anyone can hear me, if anyone's still.
I figure you can use like a ship's intercom system.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll head off to the reactor area.
Is anyone else going with Orion?
I'll go
Yeah.
with Orion. Sorry, Dapper, I just laid Hannah down. Did Claire get anything different than what they got?
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, that probably should have been Claire, you that found that reactor drain, not Orion. But sorry about that.
Okay.
I was just looking at
That's
the wrong
okay.
numbers.
So then I'm going with Orion to the reactor.
Yeah, sorry about that. All
No
right.
worries.
So, is anyone not going to the reactor? Okay, I'm going to count that as everybody.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay. So you get down to the reactor, and in there is a little engineering area. There's little controls for the reactor and whatnot. And you can see that in a few different places, there's little, like, energy being siphoned off into spots around the reactor on the deck that are about 5.5 feet off the deck. There's a good 5 or 6 of them. Just being siphoned.
I've seen this episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. There's mines that can slip in and out of subspace.
Mine.
Did you say mines or mines?
MINE.
Okay.
Oh, it's a space mine sort of thing.
Can I check for space mines?
How would you like to check for space mine?
I would like to get a stick and I would like to poke it.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's obviously no wooden sticks, but like, probably poke it with your hammer. You'd have to morph for that,
Okay.
but you could do it.
Surely there's a stick here somewhere. Surely there's a poking implement. I'll do it with my bear hammer. It's morphin time.
All right. So Claire,
Spectacled bear.
nice. Claire gets
Bear
her
hammer.
her combat skin on, and she's all in her powder blue ranger suit with a comically large
no.
hammer.
I probably get overeager and go smash it with a hammer.
Just gonna smash what might just be the air.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, sure. I mean, take a might check with the hammer.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I took a thing. Because we got a grid perk at level 7.
Okay.
Which is everybody gets a +1 shift to all power weapons.
Ah, very nice. Well, then you can
Nice.
take your +1 skill shift when you use your might roll with this power
Okay,
weapon.
cool, because I'm very bad at might.
Yes.
I am not strong.
That's okay.
That's not what Claire is here for.
She's smart and shooty.
Yeah, and I'm helpful.
Yeah, you got healing powers.
I've got healing powers. I help other people hit things.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's a 12.
It is a 12. And it... At first,
I got a 4.
It's a real crit.
Yeah.
It's a real crit.
Well, it's a crit presuming that you actually succeeded.
True.
What if the difficulty is higher than 12? Then it's not a crit at all.
That's not a crit at all.
So nothing. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I swing my hammer mightily at the air.
So your hammer passes through the air roughly in this area where one of these siphons is going to, and doesn't hit anything, but you feel some kind of resistance. It slows down as it hits air around there. I would like everyone to take alertness checks, please.
Oh. Hold on, I also have an ability about alertness that I've been ignoring.
Nice. Wow, Gary.
Is
Jeez.
this based on my sense of sight?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Would you like to tell the class what the ability is?
Yes, this is Keen Eye, which is a general perk. Which means my attention to detail is second to none. That was Navy flashbacks there. That felt bad saying.
Sorry.
Granting you the following benefits. I have an edge on all alertness checks and a +1 on skill tests based on your sense of sight. I can also attempt a difficulty 12 alertness skill test to recall any visual detail from the last 24 hours.
Wow. So yeah, you get edge and you get the +1 skill shift on that, so
Haha.
do well. Although, I mean, Gary already got a 20.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, Deja.
And Orion got a 19. You guys are doing...
Yes. Yeah.
I've been practicing.
With edge. I got an 18.
Nice. Timmy?
Hey.
Alrighty, sorry, I just muted to talk. But oh wait, with Edge, right?
No, unless you have something that's giving you edge like Claire does.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was...
Yeah, sorry, my ability doesn't help other people.
This one. Well,
This ability doesn't help others.
Everyone except Timmy.
Timmy's still looking in the rafters for
Space rats.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So everyone but Timmy, when Claire's hammer passes through that column of air, you see a blue shimmer and 2 points of red light roughly where the siphon is. Where actually, like, the power is going up through the air and it stops at a certain point. Little red lights right there.
Okay, do they look like eyes?
Yes.
I don't like it. There's
Spooked.
eyes. There's something here.
Spooked.
It's a spoopy.
The lights flicker all across the ship.
See, it's parasite. It's subspace parasite. The things that feed off energy. Oh.
Yes? I feel like there was more coming after that.
Well, I've seen this episode of Stargate.
Okay.
And in Stargate, here's what they do. They shut down power to the base, but then turn on an aqua generator that's attached to a trap that would put it in a cage. That's in one episode. In a similar episode of Stargate Atlantis, they throw that aqua generator through the Stargate. So here's my question. Let's just assume that Claire has a near encyclopedic knowledge of Star Trek and Stargate episodes. For solving problems in space.
Yeah, no, works for me. I'm fine with it.
Okay, cool.
Do we have a Stargate?
Do we have an object that generates substantial power that these friends would potentially be attracted to if we like shut down the ship's reactor? Also, what happens when we shut down the ship's reactor?
Well, so Orion would know, but I'll explain. Without the reactor, the air scrubbers go offline. You have a limited air supply. Gravity will go offline, so you better be holding on to something. You will drop out of FTL, who knows where.
Mm-hmm.
The lights will be off, except for emergency lighting and any flashlights or anything you guys might have. It'll, it's a good way to die in space is to run out of power.
Right.
Okay, have you guys seen Zathura?
No.
No.
All right, there's this point in the movie Zathura where there are these heat-seeking aliens, and they're coming after the house. So what they do is they turn off all the lights, they turn off everything that might draw flame, and cause heat, and they light a couch on fire, and they push the couch out into space. Fire still burns in space for movie reasons, but we could do the same thing with like a loaded electrical generator or something. Just
A big battery.
push it out. Yeah, a big battery. Push it out into space. Let the little guys go after it, and then power up the reactor and take off.
Yeah. So how long does it take to start back up the reactor?
I mean, no one here has actually ever restarted the reactor from a cold shutdown because when Orion summons it, the Zord, it comes already on.
Right.
Okay.
Can we contact? It's not Zordon, is it? It's
Elkar? Not an FTL. You can't.
Sorry.
But Dapper, what if we did a quick recovery startup?
Do you know how to do that? Do you have that procedure handy?
Is there Space AAA?
No.
There is, but it takes a long time.
It is nice that I know
wanna
exactly
make-
what you're talking about, though. I mean, there is that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a nuclear navy joke.
Nerds!
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Same, to be honest.
Well,
Look,
fully
you're-
half of this
look-
role-playing game is people who were in the nuclear program in the United States Navy. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And
Fully half
also,
of it.
also, you are playing a Power Rangers tabletop role-playing game. You have no position
Yes,
to call
it's true.
anyone else a nerd.
I know, I'm a nerd.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. You are looking for a solution, and I believe, Claire, that you have idea point and a power called Eureka.
Oh, I do have that.
So keep that in mind.
Okay. Okay, hold
An alarm sounds.
on.
Uh-oh, there's an alarm.
Anyone want
I
to
am
check?
alarmed.
I'll go check the alarm.
All right.
I will accompany to check the alarm.
The alarm is an FTL stability warning. You might drop out of FTL at any point.
Okay.
Ay.
Okay. So we have.
Oh, hey, Steve Reno saw Zathura. Chat.
Oh. Okay. I would like to. Okay, team. I think we're all on board with the uh, light a couch on fire plan. Find an object that would be more attractive than our reactor, and then throw that out into space. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we need the following things. One, we need an object we can get rid of that generates sufficiently delicious power. Two, we need to know how to shut down the reactor and start it back up before we die. And then three, we need a way to get the couch once it's on fire out of the ship.
Without losing air.
Yeah. So, those are the to my mind, those are the three things we need, and I feel like we're on a bit of a time crunch. So, can we look for those things? DM, can you help me translate? Can you help us translate those three needs into roles?
Yeah, so all right. This is going to be a in order to identify something as suitable, this is going to need to be a technology role. Now, Claire, this is a smarts role, so you can use one of your idea points on this to make sure that you succeed. I will let anyone who has a point in technology assist you to give you additional bonus. So let's look at the Eureka ability. People are familiar with what it is.
Yeah, spending an idea point gets me edge on a smarts roll.
So, who else has technology?
Not me.
Okay, well then in that case, looks like that's all you get is edge on this one.
Okay. Okay, so this is looking for something that generates delicious power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also remember that you guys do have, was it 5 story points because you have your educated thing.
Okay, that was a 15.
Okay. The ship has a battery bank, and if you could strap a few of those together, that might work. However, that will also reduce the amount of time you have emergency power, which is what you will need to get the reactor back online.
Okay.
If you shut down the reactor.
Okay. Can I look for... Oh no. Yeah, I want the reactor manual.
Yeah, the computer can pull up the reactor manual.
Okay, cool. And
but the real question is, do you have time to understand it?
Let's see.
Okay.
700 pages.
Hold on. I feel like I have a thing. Okay. Can I use my I remember reading about perk?
Oh, explain how you would like to use it.
Okay, I have a vast array of knowledge that I've accumulated over years. And occasionally I might know a little bit of something useful. In a situation where my allies and I are stumped, we can always spend one story to gain a clue from the GM. Would that apply?
That sounds like it would apply just fine.
Sure, let's do it. I think, actually, me and Claire both have educated, right? So we're getting like 2 extra story points anyways.
Oh, do you? Okay, well in that case then yeah, you guys actually don't have 5, you have 6 story points.
I don't have educated.
What do you have that's giving you the extra story point? I thought you did.
What?
Maybe it's just Gary that's doing it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sure, you got 5. So yeah, you can spend 1 to get a clue. What would you like a clue about specifically?
I would like a clue. Oh, okay. Team, do you guys want to chime in? Should we discuss about this?
Is still the hang-up point that we don't know how long the reactor will take to start back up? Is that still the hang-up point?
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Or, I mean, I guess
Sorry.
I was going to say, I guess we haven't explored other options. I just got very excited about the couch on.
Yeah. I mean, a good one that I can think of is how long will give us a hint on how long the reactor will take to fire back up, but I'm thinking there's got to be some way to get more information. You know what I mean?
Well, if we can read the
Yeah.
manuals and understand them, we could find
Yeah.
out that. We could also find out how long our battery life would be at a reduced rate, reduced
Yeah.
battery load.
Also, Orion,
Yes.
you're a robot.
No.
Well,
No, you're an
not
alien.
really.
Sorry. Never
Yeah, I think
mind.
they're thinking of the former Red Ranger.
Yeah, that's robots read fast is the thing.
All right. The ship lurches, and I need everyone to take an acrobatics check.
I'm not good at that.
Mm-mm. Yes. Ouch.
Huh.
5.
Everybody do the
Ooh.
flop.
Goodness.
Everybody do the flop.
Why is everyone rolling so poorly? All right, well, everyone except
Look,
Orion is thrown into some panel or the deck or something, and everyone's besides Orion is taking a point of damage as the ship lurches, and you're not an
Ow.
FTL anymore.
Ow.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unplanned
I-
drop from FTL is not a pleasant experience.
Can I use my dig deep perk? Once per scene, I can ignore 1 damage by taking an automatic snag on all skill tests until the end of my next turn.
Sure.
We're not in turn, but
You'll have to take a snag on the next skill test that you make in this scene if you do.
okay. I'll do that then.
Okay, then let's spend a story point and a GM clue on starting it like that timing of shutting down and starting up the reactor.
Okay, so you search through and you were able to quickly find it as a result of having the right perk. According to the manual, it'll take about a half hour to restart the reactor normally using emergency power. However, this is complicated by the fact that if you shut down the power and then they start draining batteries instead of the reactor, that might reduce the amount of time. It's going to require you to take at least a few different skill checks, of course.
Okay.
And every time you do not make it, it will increase the amount of time. You've only got about 2 hours to complete it, the whole thing overall. And that's assuming that your power holds out normally, which you can't currently guarantee. Plus, if you're still planning on tossing a battery out the airlock, that's definitely going to reduce the amount of time because you're just taking some of the energy away from the emergency batteries.
Yeah. I say we do it, team. Because waiting isn't going to help the problem.
True.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. We shut down the reactor and try to attract the red eyes to a battery.
All right, so the reactor shuts down, and all the normal lighting goes off, and instead there's only a dim red light.
I didn't realize I was muted. I was trying to say that we should probably set up the battery in the airlock before we shut the power.
I was
That-
thinking that.
That would have been a really great thing to say. That's true.
Yeah,
All right. In the dim red lights, what was just some vague energy siphons have been replaced by roughly humanoid outlines. They all turn with red eyes to face you.
Oh no.
Can I shoot one?
You sure try.
Hello?
Is it morph? I think it's morphin time.
It might be more.
I'm already morphed, friends.
It's morphin time, guys.
It's morphin time.
Morphin time.
All right, we're not going to roll for initiative just yet. I want to see how the shot goes, and then we'll see what happens. And then actually, because we're doing a short session today, we might end up on a cliffhanger right there.
21?
All right. So you manage to shoot the nearest such figure, but rather than seeming to damage it, it absorbs this energy from your jungle blaster, and out of this, instead of a shapeless sort of vaguely humanoid silhouette, instead an actual humanoid creature forms a solid mass with blue skin, bat-like ears, 2 red eyes. And it says, thank you for that last bit of energy I needed. You look delicious.
Could you not?
And
Hey.
that
This is private property. You need to leave.
I will let anyone currently here who has studied either the archives at the monitoring station or at New Tech City, or who's from another planet, make a science check right now.
Yeah.
Can I make it?
Have you studied any of
I'm
those
making a
places?
science check.
Okay, yeah.
I'll make a science check.
You still have an idea?
If it's,
Point?
I do still have an idea point. Okay.
I'm
Ryan,
gonna
you
say
gotta
I've
roll
studied
higher
archives,
numbers on your
but only on
D20.
plants.
Not bad.
Rolling a 4.
That's bring back flashbacks.
18?
All right.
Can I use persuasion to try to get him to explain who he is and what his evil plan is?
Perhaps next time, but where we're going to leave it is with Maddie has realized what's going on. You're under attack from a group of the Horrid, alien race that, as a result of some unknown cataclysm on their world, now exists between dimensions and can only take physical form after siphoning enough power. But they don't particularly enjoy siphoning electrical power. They prefer biological food sources because it's tastier.
Yay!
And that is where we're going to end it on that cliffhanger note. After this... Oh no, dog noises. After this, you guys are going to go into a full combat with the Horrid, who are not going to be your typical enemy.
So, we've run into Power Rangers Catan.
I mean, they don't siphon
Kinda.
whole stars, but kind of, yep. In fact, if you guys want spoilers, feel free to read the Power Rangers comics, because these guys are straight out of the comic books. Thank you, everybody. We're having, like I said, a little bit of a short time because we don't have David here, and I want to make sure that everyone's here for the really big plot points coming up. But we got a Horde attack. We're going to have to deal with that first thing next time. Hopefully, if David's here, he can actually be in the fight, so you guys aren't going to have to fight shorthanded. But,
David slept through everything.
yeah, just assume that or something. Or he was off looking in the bathroom for monsters or something. I don't know. Well, everybody, thank you so much. Sorry this was a little bit of a longer one, but like I said, there's some important plot stuff coming up that I want to try and get everyone here for. And I hope you all had fun, and we'll see you guys next time. So anyone, if you have any final words, say them, and then we're going to get out of here.
Bye, friends.
Take care, everybody.
All right, bye, everybody.